Oh, I just realized I don't have a camera set up for this, which is fine. Oop. Oh dear. Now what have I done? You go over here. Okay.
You opened TikTok as far as I could see.
Yeah. Well, TikTok kind of opened itself, but welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I'm Daniel.
I'm Chris.
This is the Jedi Enclave presents This is podcasting podcast, which if you refer to the screen at this very moment, you will see perhaps the best thumbnail we've ever made, which is really just a screenshot from from this part of the episode we're talking about tonight. God, it's so great.
It's
Um,
fantastic.
it is. I always get really depressed when stuff like this happens because I love this. I love this franchise so much that when it ends, I know it's going to be another 2 years before I see some more House of the Dragon again, and it makes me really sad.
I mean, they did go out with a bang.
They did, and well, let's get into. So we're talking about House of the Dragon season 3, episode 8, which is the episode the season's finale. Before we get into spoilers, let me start off with some spoiler free thoughts.
Go ahead.
I have mixed feelings about this episode, but not as mixed as the season finale for season 2.
Okay.
So the first 2 episodes of this season were bangers. They were really good, but let's not lie to one another. They were the season finale of season 2. And it felt like that tonally and how it looked, which means that season 3 was 6 episodes long. And I really wish they would have taken an extra 2 or 3 episodes to flesh some stuff out. And
like what?
The Massaria thing. I think the Massaria storyline is underbaked and weird. And
Okay, I
they
can
make
see that.
they make some weird choices with it. I think that Rhaenyra moving into King's Landing happened so fast, and I think they could have put some material there that would flesh out some of the characters and some of their motivations. I would have liked to see Corlys kind of go on the arc that he goes on, in a way that it isn't just kind of like overnight. Like Corlys is pissed at Rhaenyra and he's all of a sudden gone. I would have loved to see more of the Rivermen and Roddy the Ruin just going through the Riverlands, like chasing Kristen Cole. And we got a little bit of that, but most of that time we spent with Kristen kind of navel gazing about the pointlessness of everything and it's
how
like
he's the greatest warrior in all
yeah,
of Westeros.
and it's like we get it, Sir Crispy. You've discovered nihilism. Good for you, and so first of all, not that actor didn't play his or act his ass off, because he did. He was great. The one criticism you can't make, with the exception of maybe one character, is you could not make the criticism that it's poorly acted. And I don't think Massaria is poorly acted. I think her character is miscast, because I like that actor quite a lot. And I'm not sure who I would have picked instead, but I don't like the character and I don't like her arc, and it's weird. It feels kind of weird to me. And I don't know. Okay, so that being said, there's a lot of stuff to like in this episode, and the battle at the end is pretty badass.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the Battle of Tumbleton is it was everything I wanted to see out of the sequence, at least.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And also, did you notice how Rhaenyra says the word Tumbleton in High Valyrian?
Tumble? Something like that?
No, when she was talking to Daemon, we'll get into it when we get into spoilers, but she was talking to Daemon and she calls it Tumbleton.
Oh.
And it was like, that language is so beautiful. I want to learn every fucking word. I love High Valyrian so much. Did Matt ever end up joining us? Matt, are you here?
I don't think so.
No, he's not. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe he died. I hope not. Do you have any spoiler-free thoughts before we move along here?
If I say the phrase character assassination, is that a spoiler?
Character on Rhaenyra?
Yes,
I don't
because
think
it we'll get into it when we get to spoilers, but there's a lot of things that Rhaenyra does that get in this episode. They get my eyebrow a quirking a little bit.
Yeah, that's one of the things though. Is it like I understand. I kind of understand where where she needs to end up, and I get that like a lot of really terrible shit has happened to her. It's just I don't know, man. I'm not a TV writer. I'm sure if I thought about it really hard, I could come up with something, but it's just I don't know. Shall we get into spoilers?
I think so.
Um, so spoilers if you've not seen this, turn away. Also, we are doing a live show, so if you want to say something in the chat, for example, Matt, our producer, who should be here right now talking about the episode with us, says Crispy Cole thought he was Barristan Selmy. That is correct, and he definitely is not, because Barristan Selmy would have paddled his ass so fucking fast. I didn't realize the stream was going to be so late tonight. Yeah, it's because I had a gig today. Or tonight. That was my apologies. So we open this episode with Grand Maester Orwyle just like in a panic, running to the queen's room and like
in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and like busts in. And this is the queen, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have just walk-in privileges like this. And he has a raven scroll, right? And he like we cut to Rhaenyra just like apoplectic
in the midst of a panic attack.
Yeah, like look, this is what I'm saying. Out of like, I like Masari's actor. What I said earlier wasn't a diss against Masari's actor.
Mm-hmm.
All of the actors are so fucking good in this season and in this show. And Emma Darcy doing her like she's so slightly hyperventilated because she's so panicked, and she says the thing that all Christians say right around Easter: "He is risen." And this so she's talking about Aegon, and this is a problem for her. Right.
Yes, because she made it very clear to the entire realm that Aegon is dead.
Yes, and she's worried about what the small folk are going to think, and she's going to think that he's got all this myth and legend behind him now because he's resurrected from the dead, and like this is a sign that the small folk will see this as a sign that the gods want him to rule. And Daemon goes, "Honey, we don't believe in those gods. We are gods, so don't even worry about it." And I understand that Daemon's relationship with Rhaenyra is problematic.
Yeah.
That being said, because it's fiction and it didn't actually happen, I love the two of them together. There is a chemistry that Emma Darcy and Matt Smith have when they're in a scene together. I totally buy their relationship. And if it happened in real life, I would be the first person in line revolting against the monarch. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a fucking socialist, right?
I mean, Ulf even makes a joke about this later in the episode, right?
Right, and like if it were real, I'd be in there with Ulf being like, "Yeah, fuck them." But like me, the House of the Dragon, Queen Rhaenyra loyalist, was sitting there like, "Shut the fuck up, Ulf." So, a mood seems to change. So like, Matt Smith in a wig is like, "Honey, the only thing that the realm understands is strength, and I've been telling you this the whole fucking time."
Like, we have all these dragons.
Yeah.
I think it's time that we start using them.
Yeah, and there's something just changes behind her eyes. And I think this news about Aegon just it just changes something in her, and she's like, "Well, fine. I choose I choose killing. That's what we're going to do."
Restrained killing, because she tells Daemon, "Okay, fucking go to Tumbleton, fucking kill all the greens, but use restraint. Like, I don't want this to be a massacre.
Yeah.
Like,
I understand that. However, if you're Rhaenyra, they just put yourself in Rhaenyra's shoes for a second. You're Rhaenyra. You tell Daemon this. Do you expect him to listen to you?
not in the slightest.
Given what you know about him, you know? I do love this moment where she was like, go to Tumbleton, kill every last fucking Hightower. And Damon is like, oh my God, I'm so in love with you.
I am so erect right now.
He's like, I thought you would never ask. Let's fucking go. In the hallway, Bela catches up with Rhaenyra because she's really upset that her grandfather has been captured in Dumbledon.
Yeah.
She knows that some shit's gonna go down there, and she's like, we should send someone to rescue him, right? And she's like, eh. Nah, I don't know. Like, I guess, like, your father's gonna go, and, like, well, he'll take care of it. And she's
Yeah.
like, well, I can go and take care of it. And she's like, no, like, I need you.
Like,
Well,
I need you here in case Aemon
right.
shows up with a Vagar.
Yeah, and also, do you remember when you flew over Rook's Rest and you came back and you told me that you saw the rotting corpse of Sunfire? It would have been nice if I had a scout who is able to tell the difference between Meleese and fucking Sunfire. So, like, she's really pissed off that this news has caught her so off guard. And, like, Bela probably should have been maybe a little more thorough in her scouting of Rook's Rest, maybe?
For
Is
sure.
is what she's thinking. Rhaenyra's probably thinking. To be fair, we know because we've seen the show, like, Sunfire looked dead. I mean, he wasn't moving.
Yeah.
He was just laying there. So anyway, Bela calls her out, and she's like, the only worth you see in people are whether or not they have dragons, and if they do, how you can use them. And Rhaena grabs her right by the face and is like, "Do not test me, little girl. I am in no fucking mood."
This is not a good day.
Yeah,
This is not a good time for you to be giving me lip like this.
yeah. Some boys from Driftmark show up. Hold on, got a big old ice cube from my
Yeah.
drink there.
They're like, hey, we want to go save our Lord Corlys.
Yeah.
To
And
which Alan responds, no, you're going to stay here and watch
keep
over
the
the
queen.
city.
Yeah, keep the queen's peace. And they're like, who the fuck are you, by the way? And he's like, well, I'm your once and future Lord of the Tides. And I think this is one of those things where I would have liked to have them develop this a little bit more, his character a little bit more. That being said, I really love his trajectory, where when we first meet Alan, he wants nothing to do with Corlys. He doesn't even want to be first mate because he doesn't want his men to think that he's being favored by Corlys, right? He shaves his head to hide his relationship to him. And now that he's in it, he's like kind of in it now. And now that he's met Bela, and he wants to be like, he wants more than he had. And so he's kind of putting himself out there a little bit. And I kind of love the trajectory of that character. So back in Tumbleton, I presume this is Ormond getting the news about Aegon.
Yes.
Because they don't say what's on the paper, and he looks up like, huh, okay.
Like, I know he doesn't tell Gwaine about this because Gwaine finds out later and is genuinely surprised.
Yeah. I think this is one of his spies from King's Landing being like, oh, we're hearing some interesting news about Aegon. So this, of course, is a massive roadblock to his little plan to to elevate Daron.
He declared Daron the king, and that doesn't really work if there's already a king.
Right. Now, I mean, in theory, Ormond could be like, well, we thought you were dead, and, Aemon's kind of an asshole, so, I bet he could play this off, easily, if he needed to.
I mean, maybe, but also Aegon is a little bit unstable and probably wouldn't take any of this very well.
He probably would also be looking for a way to kill him, I bet. With his little schemes. So, he he knights Darren.
Because to be the king, you have to be a knight.
Yeah, which is not true. Viserys was not a knight. Um, well, like it's not a requirement, but for I guess for him, he I guess it makes sense to him.
It
And
might be for the old traditions, the pre Targaryen
yeah,
traditions
yeah,
that come
maybe,
up a little later.
yeah. Um, I thought this was an interesting moment where this guy that plays Gawain is really good because there are so many emotions he feels in like 1 second, and you can see all of them. Where he's kind of annoyed with Ormond. He's like, "Oh fuck, here he goes." He's really proud of Darren, and he obviously loves this kid so much.
Yeah.
And I would bet money that Gawain would prefer that he was the one tonight, Darren over Ormond. And so he's probably a little disappointed about that.
Yeah.
But Darren's a knight now. Sir Darren the Daring is his name. Ulf uh, has taken advantage of the new rule from Ormond Hightower, which is he's allowed to go to the bar. And so he goes to the bar in Tumbleton and is talking shit about Daemon and Rhaenyra, and he's so pissed off by his treatment, and he's like, and Ormond's such a cool guy, and he would never beat the shit out of me out in the middle of the street in front of a bunch of people. So
After hauling me out of an outhouse with my pants around my ankles.
it would never happen. I know that sounds oddly specific, but it would never happen.
Surely not.
Yeah, and and he gets really fucking drunk. Rhaenyra gets
that's the point where he says,
right.
Rhaenyra and her uncle, no wait, lover, no wait, husband, Daemon.
Yeah, all of those things. They don't have to be mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra's handmaiden shows up and is like, Helena isn't eating, and they're worried about the baby, and that's really bad. And Rhaenyra is like, huh, interesting. Anyway, I require a full escort to the Grand Sept, where the High Septon will anoint me. And there will be no doubt who the gods have chosen to rule. And it's like, if I know sitting here, like, girl, you know that guy's not going to do it. You know that she knows that too. And so I think that this is one of those things that she's decided. She's like, well, this is what it is. And, there's probably going to be a dead septon at the end of this.
Yeah, this is an exercise of power, and it is the first thing where I was like, okay, Rhaenyra, like, this is a little bit beyond the pale.
For me, we were talking in that earlier scene with Daemon about how she's clearly ready to escalate. Maybe she's not ready to go full Daenerys Targaryen, let's burn King's Landing down. But this is, I think she's reached a part where she's like, you know what, I might just kill that fucking Septon. Oh my god. Okay. So apparently the sex between Mysaria and Rhaenyra was so bad that Rhaenyra has fired Mysaria.
I have a theory about this whole thing.
I
think Rhaenyra sees Mysaria's actions as resembling those of Otto Hightower, how he was manipulating Viserys.
Okay.
And Rhaenyra is like, you know what? I don't really want to deal with that.
All jokes aside, I think the problem the problem I think it is that so many things have gotten past Mysaria.
Could also be that.
That's her Master of Whispers. She should have known about Aegon and Sunfire. She should have known about Helena being pregnant, which she did. She just didn't tell her. And like, I think that she was like, "What fucking good are you if I don't get any actionable intelligence from you, and all you end up doing is like, trying to get me to do things, like manipulating me, like you said." So anyway, she you haven't seen all of Game of Thrones. This has come up almost certainly through our buzzed recap, but she does to Mysaria exactly what Tyrion Lannister does to Shay, the woman that he loved, where he was like, "Here's some gold. You're going to Pentos, and you'll live a comfortable life over there. Now get out of my hair." For entirely different reasons, by the way.
Yeah.
So Helena is she's outside. She has to go back inside.
She sees the horse from her vision.
Right. Yeah. So this is, I think that these are things that out of all the things that she has seen, I think Helena is. Oh, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil it early, so I'm going to save that. On her way in, and Masaria's way out, Masaria grabs her and is like, "Helena, Rhaenyra's such a bitch." It just
Like,
leaves her with
she
that.
is only out for herself. Do
Yeah.
not trust her.
Right. And you know that, if you have like your kid is not safe, just, she's sketchy as fuck. Just, keep that in mind. You're never going to be allowed to leave here. So, back in Harrenhal.
Helena's like, but I wanted to raise the chickens.
Yeah, I want chickens. And you know what? I really want Helena to have chickens too.
Yeah, me too.
We learn a startling discovery about Alice Rivers, which is that she was alive.
She's not, in fact, a barn owl.
Huh?
She is not, in fact, a barn owl.
Yeah, not a barn owl. In fact, a very old human woman.
Yeah.
Who was alive during Aegon's conquest and the sacking.
100 years ago?
Yes, I think it's equidistant from Game of Thrones and Aegon's conquest. I think this show is, so it's like a little more than that. I think. I don't know. Someone correct me if I'm wrong there, but she tells a story about how her son was mortally injured during the Aegon's conquest and how she tried to save him and failed. This, it was kind of heartbreaking to watch her do this. Like this actor did a really good job.
Fantastic performance out of this actor.
And Aemond, or
Aemond.
Aemond, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what is happening with my. Hold on. Bam, yeah. Aemond's like, let's make out.
I think this is more of a try to comfort the obviously
emotionally
distraught
is. Yeah, it absolutely
ally
is.
of yours.
Yeah. Also, do you think he's got actual feels for Alice Rivers here?
I think so, because like
I think
from Aemon's perspective, he's in this bed being ministered to Alice because his actual mother just tried to poison him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I think his mommy complex is so strong, and Alice really itches that particular scratches that particular itch for him.
Yeah,
he's really into it.
Also, his support network is very thin at this point.
Yeah.
So it's easy for me to believe that he's getting way too attached to any port in a storm.
Yeah. So Rhaenyra goes to visit Helena, and
he's like, "Hey, you got to eat."
Yeah. She does say, that she hates her circumstance right now so much, and points out that Viserys would hate her for what she's doing. And then she starts talking about this beetle that
only lives in King's Landing and only shows up right when summer is about to start, and it's so beautiful. It's all these colors, and Rhaenyra's like, "Oh, that's nice. You'll have to show it to me someday." And Helena immediately calls her on, like, "You don't give a fuck about the beetle. You don't care about anything. You only care about things that you can use."
Yeah. She's like, "Don't condescend to me, lady." She points out about she kind of mentions, Helena mentions her love for things that are beautiful, and then tells her everything you care about is ugly. All the things that you care about, all of your goals and everything, those are all ugly. And Rhaenyra is like, well, okay, we're gonna force feed you. Sorry, I tried being nice, but I can't have you having you die on my watch. So here's some food.
It's a very unpleasant.
It's pretty bad, especially because the writers and the showrunners have endeared us to Helena so much that you really hate to see her go through that. So Rhaenyra's about to leave for the Sept, and Adam catches up to his brother and is like, hey, this whole situation is getting really fucked up. Baela has been confined to the Red Keep, which Alan's response to that, despite being the one that he and Bela are kind of like messing around now, which
Yeah,
is I assume is what Adam would like to do.
that would
Alan's
be my assumption too. Yes,
yeah, Alan's response was, well, maybe
she
she
shouldn't have
should
talked back
listen.
to the queen.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, sorry, this is the new Alan. um, all right,
Adam also points out that she's not even trying to save our father, and Alan's like, what are you gonna do? And Adam says, "That's really convenient for you, isn't it, heir of Corliss?"
yeah, it's you certainly stand to benefit quite a bit, from him dying. So we get okay. Rhaenyra has a new outfit, and
Yes,
I've seen a lot of people with mixed reactions online about this. I think it's pretty badass.
she is
Um,
sending a message with this.
yeah,
That message being, "I am the warrior queen. Do not fuck with me."
right. And I love this, like the Joan of Arc thing she's kind of got going on. And
Yeah,
I know in the behind the scenes she mentioned that the eye makeup that she's got on is supposed to be like war paint.
yeah,
And it's pretty imposing. And she's got
it's
Joffrey.
fierce.
Yeah, she's got Joffrey with her, who, by the way, I feel really bad for because if you look at her from his perspective, Joffrey, just a few months ago, lost both of his brothers, both of which he loved very much because Sir Harwin Strong died, and after that, his brothers were kind of his like father figures,
Yeah.
or the males in his life,
And
and
then
they're
just a few weeks ago, he was pulled away from everything he knew
yeah,
and brought to King's Landing to live with a mother who, to this point, hasn't even spoken to him. I
yeah.
think.
Right, and it's the whole. I just feel really bad for him because like I'm sure that kid is like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
So they see the Stark and the Stark army and the Winter Wolves and the Rivermen coming, and
And
uh,
Taryn's like, "How will we face them all?" And Gwen's like, "We can't. We
we
are so
don't.
fucked."
Yeah, we're pretty fucked. We learn that Ormond has ordered uh little kids to be put out on the wall.
Yeah, he has forcibly conscripted the boys of Tumbleton. Not like the boys meaning the guys, but the literal like 10
Children,
and 12-year-old
yeah.
boys.
And it's pretty harrowing. And also doesn't surprise you much based on what you know about Ormond. Like this
Yeah.
kind of tracks. Um, so Brasso comes up to Ormond and was like, "We have no idea where Ulf is," and Ormond's like, "Oh shit, I really need Ulf. Like he's a big part of
Yeah.
this plan. So please go find him." Um, so Darren kind of weighs what he could do. He wants to fight. Um, he, he doesn't want all these kids to die, and he doesn't want all of his men to die.
Yeah.
And like he wants to do something because basically his predicament is either he fights and dies or he's captured and he dies. Like that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like he's in a bad spot here, and he's like like what am I supposed to do? And like we don't have any other options. And Gawain's like, well, I just thought of a really
An idea.
yeah, an idea that wasn't well thought out and is kind of honestly kind of stupid. But yeah, he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, so I love this little sequence where Caraxes and Damon arrive at Tumbleton, and all the Rivermen fucking love him, right?
Yeah.
And like, and you can tell, even in this time period, where it's not like Game of Thrones, where no one's seen a dragon for 100 years, and like people know the dragons are around, but you still get the sense that people like Oscar and Roddy, they don't see dragons very often. So when they see one, they're like, "Oh, that's so fucking cool, dude."
I think the other part of it is I don't know how he does it, but Damon has a way of getting a lot of loyalty out of anyone who's under his
Yeah,
command.
well,
Like
he's
you see
really
it with the gold
charismatic.
cloaks, and you
Yeah,
see it with this army as well.
yeah. So okay, uh, Gawain approaches Otto Hightower, or no, not shit. What am I saying? Corlys Velaryon, and was like, so we need to put this deal together. I can make you really rich as a Hightower. Like, what do you say? And Corliss is like, no. That's like, do you really think I would hawk it for Hightower coin, that being his honor? And Gwen's like, well, okay, we're doing this the hard way then.
We could have done Plan A, and now we're doing
Yep.
Plan B.
On the way to the Sept, we see more brazen graffiti, because the small folks seem to be, uh, they're not as sweet on Rhaenyra as they were. She. This is one of those things where, like, I'm kind of like waiting for Rhaenyra to have an emotional moment with her son, where
Mhm.
they acknowledge the losses they've suffered, with Jacaerys and Lucerys dying, and like the craziness that their life has become, and her love for him and everything, and it's just not what happens. And she kind of, she does the, you're my
So
heir and
you're
everything.
next in line, so you need to know about the fucking the White
Yeah,
Walkers and the Wall and the prince that was promised and all that bullshit.
yeah. So Damon's pretty much like, all right, boys, let's go get ready for the fucking battle. Let's go. He catches up with Roddy and Oscar, and they're like, we would have been here earlier if Sir Crispy didn't hold us up. And Damon's response literally is, oh right, I forgot about him. How did he die? And then Roddy the Ruin's like, badly, like a little bitch. And Damon's like, nice. That is literally what I want to hear. So a guy comes up and is like, there's a Hightower Knight who wants to talk to you. So they
Damon's
go,
response is, "So fucking kill
yeah,
him."
just kill him. Like that's why we're here. So uh Gawain has Corlys like hiding behind him because he's like got a knife to him.
Yeah.
Uh and I love this line from Roddy where he says, I've seen more meat on a butcher's knife, and then just asks to kill him. And this isn't an intimidation move. This is
No,
Roddy
he
just wants to kill
genuinely
this
just wants
guy.
to kill.
Yeah.
Like, I think he would take killing just about anybody at this
Yeah.
point.
Gawain is like, guys, we all know Ormond has lost his fucking mind. So I've come here to sue for peace. I've got this whole plan, where we split up the kingdoms, and the queen rules over the crownlands, and then like Darren, my sweet baby boy, will rule from Old Town. And Roddy the Ruin's response was, "Let me kill." Well, I shouldn't say this. TikTok will get really upset at me.
Yeah.
But we'll just say that Roddy.
He says some impolite things.
Yeah. So Corliss steps forward and he's like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about. Here's my idea. You let Darren return to Old Town, um, and we. I think his idea is that we marry Darren to Rhaena, right, or Bela,
One of
one,
them.
yeah, one of them. And Gawain's like, that wasn't my plan. And Corliss is like, yeah, you got a stupid fucking plan, so just shut the fuck up. Yeah, Rhaena is where he wants to marry Darren to Rhaena. And he tells Damon, like, look, Rhaenyra has won the war, and you're at a crossroads, and you all that remains is that for you to decide what you want to get from the war, right?
Like,
We
how many people do you want
Yeah.
to kill?
So you can either have victory or a mountain of dead high towers. And Damon's like, I'll have the body of dead high towers, or the bodies of dead high towers.
Like, Corliss is, God bless him, he's trying logic here on probably the most bloodthirsty character in the entire
Yeah,
franchise.
especially where high towers are concerned.
Yeah.
He like this is happening, right? He's here with the dragon. This is happening.
Yeah.
He does tell he tells Gawain, he's like, you, it was dumb for you to have come here. There will be no peace. Like there will be no deal. This is going to go the way that I want it to go, which is that you all die. So you
Also,
can
this is just the start of a new Roman Empire with dragons.
right.
So
Yeah. So you can die here. We can execute you quick. or you can run away and die behind the walls. And so they let him go, and he runs back to Templeton. So Aemond wakes up and hears a dragon, and he's like, what the fuck? And so he runs out to find Sunfire and his
Sunfire
brother.
making a badass
Yeah.
approach from above, by
Yeah,
the way.
right. I love this shot, by the way, of him, like, he's like kind of low to the ground. Um, Aemon is obviously really spooked by this, and he's like, "Oh my god, this is impossible. You're supposed to be dead." And I love this delivery from the actor that plays Aegon, who's like, "I'm alive, motherfucker."
First, he fucking slaps Aemon
Oh,
across the
right
face.
across the face.
So
Yeah,
hard he goes down to his knees and then says, "I'm alive, motherfucker.
yeah.
Aren't you surprised?"
He does call him an imbecile, which is the second time this has happened to him in like the last 12 hours, I think,
Yeah.
because that was Alice Rivers first. She calls him like an idiot when he passes out in front of her. So he gloats a little bit. This is obviously the moment that like Aegon has been looking forward to, this retribution against his brother.
Yeah, he wants nothing more than for Aemon to just fucking beg for his life.
Yeah, which he doesn't. And
Aemon's like, you know what? I actually did do some pretty fucked up
yeah,
shit. So
please forgive me.
yes.
Which Aegon is like, this is not the fun that I signed up for. I wanted this to be, you know, a little more me having fun killing you, and this is not fun.
You're not following the script here, buddy.
Alice Rivers shows up, and he's like, what? Who is this? Like, what is happening here?
To which Aemon says, "She's my new girl thing."
Yeah, right. So he goes, we're going to Templeton, and Alice points out that Aemond, like Vagar seemingly has abandoned Aemond, and yeah, this is where he's like, so who the fuck is she? And he's like, she's my betrothed. And he's like, okay, new plan. We're gonna go find Vagar, and we're going to go and put Darren and Orman in line, and then all of us under my banner are going to march to King's Landing and take back the Iron Throne. And then if all that happens and you're still alive at the end of it, then I'll think about forgiving you for trying to kill me like a little bitty bitch. Also, important to point out, Alice isn't crazy about this plan. Obviously.
Not at all.
Yeah. So, Damon mentions that they can't get too insane, because we can't make the queen look bad. And Black Alley goes, well, that sounds boring. They report that the enemies fortify their numbers of children, so they need to change their tactics a little bit, because I think they were just gonna burn the wall down.
Yes, Damon's first plan is, I'm gonna go in on Caraxes and burn the ramparts and the gates, and then we'll all just go in and fucking kill all the high towers.
So they can't do that now. They need someone to get over the wall and open the gate for them. And so he turns to Roddy and is like, are you still prepared to die for your queen? And he goes, I can't fucking wait. And so Damon's like, good. You get up over that wall and don't die until the gate is open. He goes, aye, gate open, then we die. Sounds great. Sounds like a fucking blast.
These guys are clinically insane.
I know, and I love them for it. Okay, so Rhaenyra shows up with the Sept. So they have gotten word of Aegon, and this guy seals his fate by openly committing treason, by basically telling Rhaenyra that she's not the queen. He calls her princess, and she's like, you know what? I'm done with this. And she turns to Alan, and she's like,
just stab this guy.
Yeah, kill this musty bitch, would ya? And she leaves, and he does. Alan kills him.
First, the High Sept says something about how, you can't strike a holy man in a temple, and Alan hesitates for a second, and Rhaenyra's like, don't worry about it. Like, we answer to greater gods than they do. Fucking kill him.
Yeah.
And Alan's like, I will kill this man.
I do love that. She's like, you're not allowed to do that. And she turns to Alan. She's like, you have my permission. That's okay. She has special dispensation. um, Rhaenyra gives a baffling speech to the small folk. Um, that I'm not sure. I mean, I'm interested about how fans, particularly of the book, feel about this, because she just tells him about the prophecy,
Yeah.
and it's I'm not sure if it's supposed to come off as like the small folk just thinks that like she's giving this like she's just kind of rambling and being weird or whatever.
Well,
Um,
I think in her mind, she's trying to justify to them why she and her family have to rule over
yeah.
Westeros.
Oh, I understand. I understand what she's trying to do. I just like this is supposed to be a secret. This prophecy is
Yeah.
supposed to be a secret. She does do the prince that was promised
Yep.
line from Game of Thrones, which we learn in Game of Thrones that in High Valyrian, it's the word prince actually isn't a gendered noun, so it's actually prince
Sure.
or
Yeah.
princess. Yeah. But she says that in High Valyrian, which
And none of them
yeah,
understood it.
yeah, it's like no, they don't really know what you're saying. So, okay, Damon gives a great, pre-battle talk to everyone. Says, "I don't want the best of you. I want the worst." He says, "Go on and kill them." And I love this little dance that the Winter Wolves
Yeah,
do to get all like
they're doing
stoked
the
up.
haka.
Yeah, these poor kids
Yeah.
are obviously terrified. And
They pan across a bunch of them. One of them is wetting his pants. One of
yeah,
them throws up. It's
it's pretty
they
bad.
don't want to
Yeah.
be there.
I love this line from Roddy: "Send your fucking arrows, you you boy touching cunts."
And the guy next to him gets shot.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that moment from the Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
When the orcs are all lined up and the one guy accidentally loses his arrow. So they're like, "All right, battle starts," and they start running toward the wall. So they can't find Ulf anywhere. And
And
so they're
Ormond
trying to
is freaking the fuck out. So now
yeah.
he and his guys are just walking around screaming Ulf's name.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. This guy comes up and is like, "It appears Daemon Targaryen did not accept King Darren's terms." And Ormond's like,
What
"What?
fucking
What
terms?
terms?" And he goes, Gawain went to go treat with the enemy under a banner of peace." And this is the face of a man who realizes he might be fucked.
Everything he had planned has fallen apart.
It's really bad, especially to have Gawain trying to treat with the enemy behind his back. They can't find Ulf. Like the whole thing is falling apart. It's very bad. I love this one. This is like kind of a one shot. The way they do this, where Roddy runs across the field, up the ladder, and onto the ramparts. And
he's
then
just screaming.
he's just being insane. I do hate this, by the way. This poor kid hits him with a stick, and then he just like right across the face with that axe. Like
I mean, I get it, but if the kid just sat there and didn't do anything, Roddy probably lets him go. I think, but
he didn't even hit him that hard.
He turned himself into an enemy combatant.
Yeah. They light this like this little fire moat that they have set up.
A little trench.
Yeah. So the on their side, like this guy comes up to Daemon. He's like, "Your Grace, I cannot find Sir Ulf the White."
He's
And
not with his
Daemon,
dragon. We don't know where he is.
yeah, and Daemon's like, "Who the fuck is Sir Ulf the?" Oh, right. Well, go find him. Try to figure it out. The shot of Black Alley. So, Oscar and Black Alley and like a bunch of rivermen are like doing their charge and everything.
Yeah,
It's
they're
actually
going around
badass.
to
Yeah,
the back gate.
yeah. And Allie's just like taking out guys on the wall. She's a really good shot, by the way.
Yeah.
So Vermithor shows up, and
Damon's like, "What the fuck? Isn't he
yeah,
supposed to be a king's
he's like, hold on, which one is he again? That's not Ulf, right? No, that's Hugh Hammer. Someone go figure out why he's here. He's supposed to be guarding King's Landing. And I love this moment where Daemon is staring at the gate, waiting for it to be open, right? And he's it's not opening quick enough for him. And we know Daemon, his strong suit is not patience, and so he tells everyone to form up on him, and then he goes, Caraxes, come here, baby. And Caraxes comes like up from the back and everything. And
Oh, I love
yeah,
Caraxes.
he is so great. He approaches on Caraxes, and
Does a little Dracarys.
yeah, he takes down a bunch of guys on the wall. They shove a bunch of kids out the front gate. And okay, I think this counts as character growth. Damon
Yeah.
tells them to get out of the way first. Most of them do. A couple of them stay behind, but we do see them. We see them escape last
they're
minute.
running.
Yeah, which is nice.
This is either character growth or Damon being very responsive to Rhaenyra's orders.
Yeah. I love this. I love this moment where he torches the door, and then Caraxes sticks his head in, and his neck is so long.
Yeah, it's so funny looking.
Yeah, he can like just get in there, you know, and it's no danger to Damon whatsoever because he's so far back, you know.
Who needs a battering ram when you have a dragon?
Yeah, you have a dragon with like, you know, a 20-foot neck or however long that neck is. Hugh Hammer runs into the battle, and Vermithor kind of like stays back. Damon orders the charge. And so they go
Everyone
through
get in there and start killing high towers.
So they get in, and there's this hilarious moment where Roddy realizes that the gates have been opened, and he goes, "That's the gates open, then, lads, and we're still fucking alive." And all of his winter wolves go,
Fuck.
Yeah, because they fully expected to die, and they're still alive. You know,
that's why they're here. Right?
Yeah. So, we found Ulf. And he fell asleep mid shit on the latrine or the toilet. So
Ormond comes in here, is immediately overwhelmed by the stench.
Yeah. And then pulls Ulf out in the street and whoops his ass in front of everybody. And he's like, "Dude, you told me you would never do that."
Was just fucking sit on your dragon and fly around and torch some rivermen, and you would have had it all. And you couldn't even fucking do that.
Now you go put your goofy ass hat on, go get on that dragon, and go kill some rivermen. We get
Ulf
this.
Gives him a look like Ulf does not. I don't think Ulf has the education to understand the phrase malicious compliance.
Yeah,
but that's
what he's thinking.
Else, exactly.
We see Kat's not doing so well in this battle. Like some guys are in her house, and she's in danger.
The rivermen break in, and the high towers grab her as a human shield. Essentially.
All right, so Damon would like to speak to Ormond Hightower.
He just wants to speak to the manager, please.
Yeah, he just wants to talk. That's all.
Pay no attention to the Valyrian steel sword in his hand.
Yeah. Speaking of Valyrian steel swords, Brasso comes up in a. You remember that stormtrooper from Force Awakens that screams "traitor" at Finn? This more or less what he does. Calls him a babe killer, and they start to fight. I mentioned Valyrian steel swords because what is this guy's name? John Roxton has a Valyrian steel sword called Orphan Maker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Ulf puts on his silly little hat, and he goes to his dragon. They kill the poor guy that's there with him.
Yeah.
All right. So Gawain catches up with Daron in the Sept. His plan has failed. Damon's like already in the gates, but Daron doesn't want to be remembered as a coward.
Yeah, he's Daron the Daring.
Yeah, and so he, this exchange is actually really heartbreaking because Gawain loves this kid so much, and he tries to reason with him. Like death isn't what it's cracked up to be, probably. Like this is not how you like. If you can find a way to live, you should. There is this moment where he like tries to reason with Daron, and like Tessarion gets kind of agitated because they're agitated, and he tries to calm the dragon down, and then he tells Daron, "You'll have to come through me then." which I think he intended to wrestle him to the ground if he had to, and knock some sense into him. Um, but then they hear some commotion, and they both run to the ramparts. So Ulf gets on Silverwing. All the Rivermen are really excited, and then
Yeah.
immediately terrified as Ulf starts cutting through the Rivermen with Silverwing.
Yeah, he does a little Dracarys.
Yeah. I love this little moment where like Corlys realizes what happens, and he's like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!" And he starts running. So to Gwaine and Darren, this is good news, right?
Yeah, they realized this is what Ormond was
Yeah,
planning on.
this was Ormond's piece on the board. And Gwaine is like, I mean, I don't want to jinx our luck, but maybe we don't die today.
Maybe we're not completely
Yeah,
fucked.
wouldn't that be great? John Roxon and Daemon are still fighting. I think it's interesting that Daemon almost loses the same eye that Aemond has lost.
Yep.
So Roddy gets a glimpse of Ormond Hightower
He's
running
like,
up the wall.
I'm gonna kill that.
Yeah, and he's like, oh hell yes. And so he starts following him up the wall, and they have a proper fucking duel. And they knock each other around, and Ormond gets a really good hit on Roddy, where he gets him through the center, and then he cuts his arm off. And there's this hilarious moment where Ormond gets a little bit of some bodily fluids on him, and he goes to puke, and it gives Roddy the upper hand. And
Roddy pulls out his knife and fucking stabs Ormond in the butt.
Right in the butthole. And says,
that's a proper fucking.
That's a proper fucking by the North. It's so badass and metal. Like, goddamn. Silverwing comes, careening in.
Ulf decides, you know what? Ormond Hightower is having entirely too good of a day.
Yeah. And this fucking shot, where Ormond realizes what's about to happen, so does Roddy.
Roddy's like, yes, this is the death I was promised.
Yeah. The difference in their reactions here is so funny. Like, Sir Roderick is fucking jazzed that this is about to happen. Yeah. I put two of these. This is how much I like this. I put two shots in, and Silverwing comes in and just nukes him. And there goes Roddy the Ruin. Fucking Godspeed, you legend. Like, Jesus.
Can't see it, but I just saluted him.
Yeah. So Gwaine and Darren are like, oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
Fuck.
Because of this bombardment from Silverwing, John Roxton and Daemon get separated. Which is probably good for Daemon, because John Roxton
was not doing so well.
He's a big dude. He's a tank, and he was, he didn't have his dragon, and things weren't going great for him. He does have a moment where he looks around and realizes that condition that Rhaenyra set about not torching the whole town and making her look terrible has
that's kind of gone out the window.
Yeah. And I think he realizes that this, they're probably going to do fine they'll do fine with the battle. Like, they'll probably emerge the winners. But objective wise, they've probably failed, because Tumbleton is just in ruins now.
They have another problem, which is that the Rivermen army has been kind of decimated.
Yeah. Or at least a part of it, because of Ulf. Yeah. So Corlys tells him about Ulf, and is like, we need to go. Like, shit's getting pretty real here. So there is this shot of Caraxes chasing Silverwing, because I think he realizes that, he's on the other side now.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this is something he just senses from Daemon in their bond or whatever. And then Vermithor swoops into frame, and I think it's important to remember that Silverwing and Vermithor are mates.
Oh.
So this is going to be a problem, because so Helena reaches the end of her needlepoint project that she's working on. and she walks toward the window. Um, Gwaine kind of wakes up, and he can't find Darren. Uh, However, John Roxton is able to find Ormond, and he's dead. No longer a sword virgin. Actually, it turns out. Um, so first of all, there's this really hilarious meme that I posted about like there's a moment where Damon looks over and he sees Hugh Hammer screaming for
Yeah.
Cat,
Yeah.
and how he probably didn't realize that his wife's name was Cat. So it would be perfectly reasonable for Damon to assume that he was just running around looking for his cat.
Yeah.
So anyway, his wife is dead, and he's obviously distraught about that. So Rhaenyra gets a
She gets back from the sept, and
Yeah.
the handmaid's like, "Hey, Your Highness,
yeah, something bad happened. You better come and take a look at this. And she goes up and discovers that Helena is not there anymore. And they're keeping us in suspense, but meanwhile, Alicent
senses a disturbance in the force, I guess.
Yeah, it was a bunch of butterflies come out of it. It's the same kind of butterfly that she was like drawing, and like her like little caterpillar that she had and everything. This actor that plays Alicent, I can't remember her name. In the behind the scenes was like, this absolutely is Alicent, knowing that something terrible has happened, but she's not sure what it is. And the terrible thing is that Helena has jumped to her death. And this is really heartbreaking because not only was Helena expertly acted, they made a good character in Helena.
Yeah,
she was really well developed. I love that she was, they made her neurodivergent in a way that was really believable and really respectful. And this really sucks because I love this character. So, Godspeed, Helena. Fucking, you didn't deserve any of this, and the world didn't deserve you. So, Alicent or Rhaenyra finds her needlepoint, or like her tapestry she was working on, and it looks like she
foresaw her own.
She
demise.
foresaw her own death, and then she sees this other spot of her on the Iron Throne,
with what looks like a lot of dragons having a bad day.
Yeah, and also a lot of red on her as well, which I'm not sure if that's supposed to be blood or whatever. HBO did release a photo of her entire project that she was working on, and there was a lot of stuff on there, and some of it spoilers for stuff that's going to come up. So the end of this episode, we don't know where Darren is. I presume he's still alive. I think if he died, they would have showed that. There is almost certainly going to be an immediate dragon battle, and going into season 4, because I think Caraxes intends to kill Silverwing, and I think Vermithor is going to have a big problem with that. So that's going to be right out the gate at the beginning of the next season. They're going to have to deal with that.
Speaking of dragons, this is a thought I had. With Helena no longer among the living, that leaves her dragon, Dreamfire, right?
Yeah.
Dreamfire does not have a rider. Do you think Rhaenyra tries to find a new rider for that dragon?
I don't know. I've not read the book. So
the thought I had was Rhaena, because she doesn't have Sheep Stealer anymore, right?
I don't know. I mean, possibly. I do know that in the book, Nettles and Sheep Stealer kind of ride off into the sunset with one another.
Yeah. This is not the book.
Right. I would kind of like to see that happen with Rhaena and Sheep Stealer, because I love Sheep Stealer so much. I think he's perfect. I'm not sure. I don't know what the answer is to that. I don't know. Maybe she puts a call out for more Targaryen bastards, and she's like, "Well, we got another one if you guys want to try."
Yeah.
I was thinking about this a little bit earlier today. After 3 seasons of this show, I don't think that first season is my favorite, and the other two seasons haven't quite lived up for me, which is funny because season one didn't have a ton of like dragon battles and crazy
Yeah,
shit, but
season one was all politics and maneuvering,
yeah,
right?
yeah, but it was also so good, and
Yeah, that
um,
that was not a criticism. That was a
yeah,
statement.
the I do like this more than season two. I think it moves faster, and I think there's they actually get into the battles and everything, and it isn't just setting up all the pieces and and waiting for the battle. So I do wish that it was a little bit longer and a little more well developed in spots, but the next season will be the final season. Season four will be
Yep.
the last season. So we will also, I think, like in the same year. Season four is supposed to be 2 years away. Also, the same year we'll be getting apparently the Aegon the Conqueror film.
Huh, okay.
And then at some point in there, we're supposed to be getting a Night of the Seven Kingdoms season 2 as well. So, what a ride it's been, though.
Yeah.
8 episodes of House of the Dragon. I'm really sad it's over. We likely will take a break next week. We'll take a week off. We'll be back with I don't know what we're doing next. Some Star Wars story time, some Star Wars news, and we'll find something to nerd out about. One of our shows will probably be to do. Are you gonna play Zero Company?
I think so.
We'll probably do we'll probably play it together. And do like a little a 2-hour let's play. And
Okay.
we'll do that, and then Galactic Racer is coming out and I will be also streaming the rest of it as well. Like when we usually do gaming and stuff. So
Yeah.
tomorrow there should be some either Star Wars Battlefront 2 or I've been playing through Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which has been a lot of fun. Have you played that?
A little bit. Yeah.
I forgot that there's a moment in that game that I adored when I was a kid. I just kind of totally forgot about it because it was so long ago that I've played it. But this is post Return of the Jedi, and Kyle Katarn is running around trying to stop Desan from getting into the Valley of the Jedi and shit. And he thinks his lady is dead, and finds out that maybe she's not, and sneaks onto an asteroid base that is like crawling with stormtroopers, and then is like sneaking around and shit, and then opens a door, and someone just jumps right in front of him, like lands right in front of him, and it's Luke Skywalker.
Oh shit.
Because like Kyle Katarn's trying to figure out like what is happening, like Desan in the Valley of the Jedi, what's happening. And so he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "I'm trying to figure out the same thing. Like I'm looking into the same thing you are." And this is a really cool moment where you get to cut down a bunch of enemies with Luke Skywalker, and it's so badass. So anyway, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with some Star Wars games, and then in the meantime, thank you so much for your support and hanging out with us as we nerd out about the things we love. And we'll be seeing you guys tomorrow evening.